So whenever we talk about the remaining, now we have to enter into the section where we are going to name the compounds in order of their families, as well as when it comes to the क्या कहते हैं उसके बेसिकली कौन कौन से हमारे पास टू होते हैं. एक स्ट्रक्चरल फॉर्मूला होता है हमारे पास. ठीक है. फॉर स्ट्रक्चर फॉर्मूला एंड कंडेंस्ड फॉर्मूला होता है हमारे पास. And then we have another. Why am I writing it with the help of laser pen? So structure formula basically is when we open up the structure. For example, here you could see कि इसका condensed formula होगा C2H5OH. This would be its condensed formula. It would show us how many carbons and hydrogens and to which carbon the functional group is attached and so forth and so on. Okay. So this opened formula is known as structure formula. तो इसके अंदर हम लोगों ने अब ये किसका है, इसके साथ कौन सी फैमिली अटैच्ड है. वी नो कि OH जो है वो अल्कोहल की फैमिली से बिलोंग करता है, तो इट्स गोइंग टू बी अल्कोहल फैमिली. और इसके नेम के एंड में क्या होगा, ओल ऐड होगा. हाउ मेनी कार्बन्स डू वी सी हियर, टू कार्बन्स, तो क्या आ जाएगा एथ. और फैमिली कौन सी है, अल्कोहल की, सो एथनॉल. तो स्ट्रक्चर फॉर्मूला इज बेसिकली द कंडेंस फॉर्मूला को जब हम ओपन अप करते हैं तो हमारे पास जो है ये फॉर्मूला जो है वो फॉर्म अप होता है. ठीक है.
Okay.
अच्छा. Then here we have two few other formulas as well. These formulas clearly show that the atoms are bonded to one another differently. In ethanol, the oxygen atom is bonded to only carbon atom. अब वो structure basically formula हम discuss क्यों करते हैं? In the previous formula we have seen that the carbon it had three oxygens, three hydrogens, and this oxygen was bonded to this carbon, and oxygen made the second bond with the hydrogen. ठीक है. So the structure formula basically let us know कि which element is making bond with which carbon. See, यहाँ पे here we could see, if I could raise it. No, I cannot. Here you could see what does the structure tells you. If I ask you to explain this structure, what does the structure tells you? Do we see any functional group attached to it?
It tells me, yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
it's, I think I
Carboxylic.
forgot the name. It's like an
Carboxylic acid.
acid, carboxylic acid.
Carboxylic acid.
Okay.
And what else can you tell about the structure? The basic thing is we're discussing uh, we're discussing this because sometimes the general formulas of two different compounds are exactly the same, or we could say the condensed formula is exactly the same, but they are not actually the same things. Like इन्होंने यहाँ पे discuss किया हुआ. If we see in this, did you get my point? कि उनके condensed formula exactly same होते हैं. Condensed formula means it would show that there are three carbons, six hydrogen, and two oxygen. But this does not mean that they belong to the same family. Okay? See, I have two carbons, three carbons, one, two, three, four, five, six hydrogens, and two oxygens. Okay? Here I also have three carbons, one, two, three, four, five, six hydrogens and two oxygens. But are they the same? Does they belong to the same family?
No.
ठीक है. So this is the main context of studying this. Okay, why do we need the structure formula? We need the structure formula to distinguish between two different families who have the same condensed formula. Condensed formula, this is the condensed formula. That is, condensed formula tells us how many carbons, hydrogen, and oxygens are there in it. ठीक है? But see, they both have the same condensed formula, but they both belong to completely different families. So we need help of structure formula to distinguish between these two. This belongs to carboxylic family. This belongs to ester family. ठीक है? Ester family हम लोग already discuss कर चुके हैं कि it is made when uh, it's an additional information. You do not need to memorize it or anything. Carboxylic acid when combines with alcohols. ठीक है? They combine in such a way that they give us water and this structure. This structure in which there is a bond between C double bond O and O is known as ester. This belongs to an ester family. So this is alcohol. This section is carboxylic acid. So they both belong to completely different families, yet they have the same condensed structure. तो इस वजह से जो है we need structure formula. अब आगे उसने further define किया हुआ है formula that describes the arrangement of atoms in a molecule is called structure formula. Here we already know all of this. अभी आगे उसने ये condensed formulas discuss किए हुए हैं उसके लिए. ठीक है? ये किसका है? What would be the name of it? What would be the name of this one?
This one is the first one is methane.
Hmm.
CH4 is methane, and the next one to it is ethane.
Hmm.
Um, and the third one is propane.
Yes, because we have three carbons. Okay. Now let's move to the next structure. Whenever we remove a hydrogen from an alkane family, we add "-ile" at last of it. For example, this structure is methane. When I remove this hydrogen from it, it would become a functional group जिसको alkyl का नाम दिया जाता है. What do we name it? Alkyl. ठीक है? And we name this functional group according to the number of carbons in them. So how many carbons do I see in this structure?
One.
वन. तो इट वुड बी नोन एज मिथाइल. जैसे अल्कोहल फैमिली के लास्ट में हम लोग क्या पुट करते थे? व्हाट डू वी पुट इन अल्कोहल फैमिली?
OL.
ओल. ओल का वर्ड यूज होता है ना हमारे पास.
Like after.
ठीक है. सिमिलरली अल्कीन्स की फैमिली के अंदर एंड पे हम लोग क्या यूज करते थे? एन को ऐड करते थे. नाउ इफ आई रिमूव द टर्मिनल हाइड्रोजन ऑफ द अल्कीन फैमिली, टर्मिनल लास्ट हाइड्रोजन को अगर मैं रिमूव करता हूँ, इट वुड बिकम अ फंक्शनल ग्रुप विद आयल एट द एंड ऑफ इट. सी, ये मिथाइलिन का स्ट्रक्चर था, तो इट वुड बिकम मिथाइलिन. जो भी फैमिली होगी एंड में उसके अकॉर्डिंगली हम लोग ऐड कर देंगे. इफ इट्स अल्केन फैमिली तो आयल हो जाएगा. अगर वो जो है अल्कीन फैमिली है बट एट द सेम टाइम वो इट हैज सिंगल कार्बन, तो उसके अकॉर्डिंगली हो जाएगा. So a condensed formula is a structure formula that establish abbreviation for various groups of chain. Conduct structure formula we list the main chain carbon atoms and the hydrogen atoms attached to it. बेसिकली मैंने आपको बताया कि जो वो फॉर्मूला होता है वो वही होता है हमारे पास. अब ये कंडेंस फॉर्मूलाज हैं डिफरेंट कंपाउंड्स के. वी ऑलरेडी हैव डन इट. ये सब किस फैमिली से बिलोंग कर रहे हैं? विच फैमिली डज इट बिलोंग टू?
Um, alkane.
Yes, because we have in at the end of it. This is their molecular formula. This is their condensed formula and structure formula. We would show how many carbons, sorry, how many hydrogens are attached to this carbon? Three. How many hydrogens are attached to this carbon? Two, 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 and three again. मैं जिसको open up करूंगा, that would be my structure formula. Let's see if we have any. Assignment attached to it. Okay. You have like 1 minute to complete this. So ब्यूटेन you told उसका molecular formula क्या होगा?
It's
CH4
C4H2.
ब्यूटेन सॉरी C4H10 हो जाएगा and structure formula this
CH.
attached to hydrogen and condensed formula is again the same. It's not any different. बल्कि ये तो उन्होंने ऊपर भी बना के दिया हुआ है ना हम लोगों को. Why these pages are so separated from each other? A bit closer to this one. Okay. Where will it go? Did I mess up the pages?
It's on page 181. Oh,
Okay. So condensed formula इसके अंदर हमारे पास क्या हो जाएगा? CH3, CH2, CH2 and CH3 and structure formula हम ऑलरेडी ड्रॉ कर चुके हैं. सेम फॉर हेक्सेन के लिए सिर्फ वो लिख लेते हैं कि जनरल फॉर्मूला क्या हो जाएगा? C6H12. कंडेंस फॉर्मूला क्या होगा? CH3, CH2, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and CH3. Oh, that's removed. Let me rewrite it. CH3, CH2, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and CH2. This is going to be the condensed formula, and actual formula is C6H12. I think so. The octane is basically C8H18,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot longer. So I'm just going to let's बनाई लेते हैं. CH3, CH2, 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 CH2. How many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and last is CH2. That's it. Next is saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons are basically हम इसको start में भी discuss कर चुके हैं. What is the difference between saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons?
Okay, so hydrocarbons that have single bonds are
Hmm.
saturated, and hydrocarbons that have multiple bonds are unsaturated.
Yes. Double or triple bond होंगे, they would be known as F, sorry, unsaturated. As for double or triple bond and only single bond. तो अल्केन फैमिली जो है वो सैचुरेटेड में आएगी. अल्कीन और अल्काइन जो है वो अनसैचुरेटेड फैमिली के अंदर हमारे पास आएगा. नाउ which one of these are saturated and unsaturated? This clearly is saturated, unsaturated, unsaturated, and unsaturated. Then chemical diversity of organic compounds. इसमें हम basically discuss करेंगे. Uh, we are going to discuss about isomerism. Okay, isomerism is basically the isomerism is जैसे isotopes होते थे ना हमारे पास. Isotopes क्या होता था हमारे पास? Having same atomic number but different mass number, right? इसी तरह आइसोमेरिज्म जो होता है ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री में इज वन विच हैव सेम जनरल फॉर्मूला बट डिफरेंट स्ट्रक्चरल फॉर्मूला. Okay, so isomerism, see, they both have exactly same general formula, four carbons and 10 hydrogens. ठीक है. Similarly, they also have four carbons and 10 hydrogens, but the structure wise they vary from each other. So such differences in structure is known as isomerism. Do we understand? उसमें बेसिकली होता क्या है, जो फंक्शनल ग्रुप होता है ना, उसकी पोजीशन को चेंज कर देते हैं. सी, यहाँ पे डबल बॉन्ड फर्स्ट कार्बन के साथ था, यहाँ पे डबल बॉन्ड सेकंड कार्बन के साथ शिफ्ट कर दिया. सो इसको भी आइसोमेरिज्म के अंदर ही कंसिडर किया जाता
Okay.
है. इधर हम बॉन्ड को चेंज कर सकते हैं और किसी भी चीज को चेंज कर सकते हैं. मतलब फॉर्मूला चेंज नहीं होगा. दे वुड हैव एग्जैक्टली द सेम नंबर ऑफ कार्बन, हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन वट एवर इज अटैच टू इट. द ओनली थिंग इज गोइंग टू डिफरेंट इज दे आर गोइंग टू लुक डिफरेंट. ठीक है. दे आर ओनली गोइंग टू लुक डिफरेंट. बाकी सब कुछ एग्जैक्टली सेम होगा. दैट इज दे वुड हैव द सेम ऑफ एवरीथिंग, बट उनकी जो प्रॉपर्टीज होंगी इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर, इट वुड वेरी. क्योंकि हम फंक्शनल ग्रुप की पोजीशन से हमारे पास, हाँ ये जरूर हो सकता है कि हमारे पास जो फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टी है उसकी समहाउ चेंज हो जाए, क्योंकि उसकी पोजीशन जो है एक नया कंपाउंड जो है जो है उसकी वजह से फॉर्मुलेशन हो रही है हमारे पास. ठीक है. So carbon, the theory that they have discussed is carbon has four bonding electrons in its valence shell. Carbon therefore four uh, forms four bond. The chemical diversity of organic compounds arises from the carbon ability to bond to each other to form long chain. This self-linking ability of carbon is also called catenation. Catenation का word भी आपने जहन में रखना है कि this is known as catenation. ये हमने वैसे स्टार्ट में भी पढ़ा था, if I recall ना, we have studied that in the beginning of it as well. Anyhow, uh, silicon and a few other elements can also form chains, but only short ones. Carbon, अच्छा, nothing important. बस यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है. The compound that have same molecular formula but different arrangement of atoms in their molecules are called structure isomerism. This phenomena is called isomerism. For example, उसने ब्यूटेन को यहाँ पे डिस्कस किया हुआ है और यहाँ पे ब्यूटीन को डिस्कस किया हुआ है. यहाँ पे उसने मिथाइल ग्रुप की पोजीशन को चेंज कर दिया, यहाँ पे उसने डबल बॉन्ड की पोजीशन को चेंज कर दिया. सो ये जो स्ट्रक्चरल वेरिएशंस आती हैं इन हैविंग द सेम जनरल फॉर्मूला, दे आर नोन एज आइसोमेरिज्म. देन क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स थ्री टाइप्स की होती है. हम लोगों ने इसको स्टार्ट में भी पढ़ा था. कौन कौन सी होती थी, कौन कौन सी क्लासिफिकेशन थी?
It was open chain, branched, and cyclic.
एंड साइक्लिक. तो वो इसी पॉइंट को दोबारा रिपीट कर रहे हैं, सॉरी रिपीट नहीं कर रहे हैं, उसको डिटेल में डिस्कस करें. वो हमने
Wait, sorry. Can you scroll up back again? Yeah, more. Yeah, wait, it stopped. Wait. Yeah, over here. So, like this CH3 in isobutane, it's like attached to the middle CH, right?
यस.
So, is it necessary? Should I make it like that, or I can also just basically do this, like go back to N-butane, take the last one and just change its position?
No,
Would it be?
because when you're going to study it in detail na, basically you're trying to say if what if you put it like here. Do you mean this?
Yeah,
ठीक है. No.
yeah.
See, whenever we name the carbon or study the carbon, now we always go for the longer chain. The longer chain could be a straight one, it could be a branched one, it could go in any direction. So if I simply just put it here, it would have the same meaning. I literally have to move it to some other carbon because up it's not attached to this carbon, but it is attached to this carbon. See, this hydrogen is shifted to the other one. Now it has only one hydrogen. So you actually have to change the position or add the functional group या किसी भी तरीके से उसको change करना है such that कि now they have less number of carbons in the actual chain.
Oh, okay.
It mostly deals with the functional group के रिस्पेक्ट से ही इन सबको डील किया जाता है. But when you're going to study this, यहाँ पे बहुत basic information है. They are not going to ask you any difficult question in respect to that. The only thing that you need to keep in your mind is कि isomerism is basically the structure formula जिसमें हमारे पास change होता है ना, that is what is known as isomerism. Then the three categories of organic compounds. This one is straight chain. This is branch chain हमारे पास, and this is the cyclic structure. अब आगे उसने एग्जांपल्स कुछ डिस्कस किए हुए हैं. ये उसने स्ट्रेट चेन को डिस्कस किया हुआ है. ये हमारे पास कौन सा होगा? अच्छा, ये ब्यूटेन की डिफरेंट चीज बताई हुई है कि सिंपल ब्यूटेन स्ट्रक्चर हमारे पास जो है स्ट्रेट चेन में ये होता है. और अगर हम लोग इसको पूरा इस तरह ब्रांच चेन बना दे तो उसको नियो का वर्ड यूज किया जाता है. एंड इसको नियो 1 2 3 4 5, अगर हम ये ब्यूटेन के अंदर भी इस तरह की चीज करें ना कि इसको भी यहाँ पे मूव कर दें एंड इसको यहाँ पे मूव कर देंगे, सिंगल कार्बन के साथ ही सब चीजें आके अटैच हो जाए 1 2 3 4. होल्ड ऑन.